Tandem back ferries help keep you dry and avoid obstacles. Let's take a look. Esquif, for the love of the outdoors, the river, and canoeing.
When planning a route downstream, begin by deciding to either paddle faster than or slower than the current. Most tandem paddlers feel comfortable going faster than the current. This can be a lot of fun. But sometimes, especially with heavily loaded tandem canoes, routes may be just too wet due to large breaking waves or blocked by unrunnable ledges. Choosing to go slower than the current can reduce the frequency of bailing or dumping your canoe. Moving slower than the current using a back ferry may be the solution for running difficult rapids, as it provides the time and the space to safely maneuver sideways around obstacles. For example, back ferries help you avoid large river features such as ledges and the wave trains often found on the outside of river bends. Back ferries typically begin in the current. This is an advantage over front ferries, which normally start from an eddy pool, which may not always be conveniently found where you need them. In addition, in wavy rapids, paddling backward to slow the canoe down prevents the bow from crashing through waves. This makes for a drier ride and has a positive impact on the overall safety of the run. Another advantage of back ferries is they allow paddlers to face downstream, so while moving laterally above a water feature, you can continue to read the rapid in order to see where to go next in your descent.
Before the back ferry begins, both paddlers work together to slow the momentum of the canoe. Once the back ferry starts, there's a role reversal of who does what. The task of steering goes to the bow paddler, while the stern's job is controlling the backward momentum. The change in roles occurs because when the canoe is paddled backwards against the current, the characteristic flow of water around the canoe reverses. This can be seen in the wake lines passing the bow. In the stern, pinning waves prevent the stern paddler from steering effectively. While up front, the eddy behind the bow allows bow steering strokes to work best. When working together, bow and stern paddlers can reverse the canoe easily and with less effort.
After the canoe is slowed in the current, the bow paddler must set the ferry angle needed to cross the river. Once set, the bow paddler continues to control the canoe's angle with a variety of strokes. Sometimes the angle remains consistent across a current, and sometimes it needs to change depending on the speed and direction of the current. As the bow paddler is adjusting the canoe for the back ferry, the stern paddler continues to paddle backward. This can be trickier than it sounds. It is important that the stern be aware that the strength of their stroke can either help or hinder the bow's control of angle. For example, if the stern paddles too hard, their stroke may overpower the bow steering stroke. Likewise, a weak stroke may lead to the canoe spinning downstream. A good back ferry needs the perfect balance of backward momentum. Not too much, not too little, just right.
So let's look at the strokes used for the back ferry. Your choice may depend on preference or the type of performance needed for the maneuver. Backward momentum comes from the reverse stroke. To ensure an effective stroke, keep your blade close to the canoe to help you move in a straight line. The stroke begins from behind the hip and travels forward by extending the shaft arm towards the bow. In the bow, the reverse J stroke can be used to keep the canoe moving backwards in a straight line or turn you to your onside, while at the same time still adding reverse momentum. The reverse J stroke is really a reverse stroke combined with a bow pry. If the bow pry is held close to the hull, almost like a bow rudder, the canoe will travel a straight path. To turn the canoe with the J stroke, extend the blade towards the bow with the grip thumb pointing down. From here, pry the blade outward off the gunwale by pulling the grip hand over the middle of the canoe. To control the direction the canoe travels in the back ferry, bow paddlers can also opt for either draws or bow draws, based on preference. Draws are a bit easier, and bow draws have more leverage. In the bow, to turn to your onside, do a draw by reaching out from the hip with a near vertical paddle and pull the water toward the canoe. Repeat if necessary by turning the grip thumb outward and slice the paddle back to the starting point. Turning to the offside uses a cross draw. For this, reach out from the hip on the offside with a near vertical paddle and pull the water towards the canoe. To repeat, turn the grip thumb inward and slice the paddle back to the starting point.
Performing bow draws and cross bow draws will increase the leverage of your steering strokes for stronger directional changes. They also easily blend in with the reverse stroke, which can help to maintain backward momentum. A strong turn to the onside uses a bow draw. Begin by reaching the blade toward the bow and away from the canoe. From here, pull the water toward and beneath the hull. Reach your shaft hand forward and place your grip hand near your opposite shoulder. From there, punch your fist outward to stuff water beneath the bow of the canoe. The cross bow draw is a powerful option for turning to the offside. The stroke begins with the blade reaching forward and away from the bow on your offside. Similar to the bow draw, pull the water toward and under the canoe. Success depends on starting with the paddle shaft angled away from the canoe and being drawn parallel to the gunnel.
Back ferries are an effective technique to control your descent down a rapid. Keys to success include teamwork and the necessary roles played by each paddler. Bow paddler's priority is steering, and reverse momentum is the goal for the stern. In summary, begin the back ferry with both paddlers slowing the momentum of the canoe. Next, the bow sets the ferry angle needed for the speed of the current. Both paddlers then work together to maintain reverse momentum, with the bow paddler prioritizing steering strokes to control the ferry angle while the stern remains focused on adjusting the speed. Once the coast is clear, both paddlers can resume forward paddling and safely go down the river. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe to see more videos as they become available. See you on the river.